It's something out there that's ruining us all as human beings, as individuals, almost as deadly as any type of disease or any type of virus, and it's called laziness. And the thing about laziness, it comes with a level of comfortability that as human beings we are attracted to and gravitate towards. Because in a world full of unknown and uncertainties, we automatically gravitate to things that's going to bring us comfort in our day-to-day life. But see, laziness, it comes with a price. And while most of us are willing to pay that price because there's no immediate effects off of it, in the long run, the results behind being lazy and being content shows his head full throttle in the back end. So when you have a task or you need to complete something by a certain deadline and you keep putting it off and putting it off and putting it off, that's a form of laziness. Because instead of just tackling the task either as soon as you get it or within the early stages and just knocking it out the box, you choose to put it off because, oh, I got into this certain deadline to do this homework. I got a certain deadline to turn in this project for work. Oh, I got a certain deadline to meet requirements to be a part of a sports team or something like that. Whatever the case is, we are good as individuals and human beings of putting stuff off. And this is just nothing but a form of laziness that we have to break out of this cycle. Anything worth having in this life, and I said this before, does not come easy. And laziness, that is something really that comes easy because putting anything off is a comfort feeling. And you just do not want to settle. When you're trying to reach your full potential, everything that you're supposed to have in this lifetime, you cannot settle, you cannot get comfortable. When you're even in a relationship, one of the worst things you can do is get comfortable and get lazy. Because then your partner start looking at you differently. Oh, they're not doing the same things that they did to get me and win me over. Because now that they have me, they don't feel the need to do that. You know, it was almost like, oh, I was just doing these things just to get a certain thing out of you. And now that I got that, oh well, you know what I'm saying? I'm on to the next. And it's like, if you really love him or her, you know you can never get comfortable in a relationship. Because the moment that you get comfortable is the moment that the person change their thoughts and opinions about you. And I know, I lived this firsthand. So we as individuals cannot let laziness ruin us. We have to continue to fight, continue to move forward, continue to push the envelope on what we feel like we could do and our potential. Because really they say sky's the limits, but no, really the stars is the limit. You want to try to reach and aim for things as high as you can. And when you settle, when you get comfortable, when you get lazy, you'll never reach that potential. You'll be stuck with the things that you have. And you don't want to be one of those persons 5, a decade, even 15, 20 years down the road wishing, damn, I wish I had did this. I wish I had pursued this career. Wrapped up in our heads with the comfortability of, you know, not wanting to be denied, not wanting to be rejected, not wanting to have any type of failures, not realizing that these are the type of things that's going to ultimately help you grow. And it always goes back to being uncomfortable so you can grow. Because if we was just always comfortable, if we always had things just handed to us, what would be the real joy in that? Do you think if everything was handed to you in your lifetime, you would feel the same satisfaction? Do you think the people that was born rich with a silver spoon in their mouth, they get the same type of satisfaction and gratification out of life that somebody that's struggled and worked hard to get the same things they have gotten? I don't think so. I mean, you can look at somebody like Steve Jobs, who started off in his parents' garage. He had dreams and hopes, and he did whatever it take to continue to level up and ultimately put his company, Apple, in a position where it's one of the most incredible, most outstanding technology companies out there, whether it's phones or any type of electronics. Everybody knows the go-to thing when it comes to phones and things like that is now Apple. But just imagine if he settled. Just imagine if he got content. Just imagine if he was lazy. Do you think that company would have reached the point that it's at now? Not at all. So, my brothers and sisters, being lazy does nothing for you but hinder you, limit your abilities, limit your potential. And if I preach anything through these videos, it's about reaching your full potential, reaching your max value, reaching levels that you don't even think is possible. Because once you hit one plateau, you're supposed to be ready to see what's next to achieve a higher plateau. I really feel like that's the goal at the end of the day with life in general as human beings. Obviously, for a lot of us, and everybody doesn't think like this, but having a family and building a family, that's something that's very important. That's a staple in life. But it just, as individuals, reaching our fullest potential, never getting comfortable, never getting lazy, and just having structure and doing things with a purpose and intention and having the passion behind it all is what's going to help reach us new heights. So we got to stay focused. You got to stay focused on the task at hand. You got to continue to push the envelope. You got to continue to put the uncomfortable actions behind whatever it is you're doing to level up in this life. I mean, if you could really look at your life now and just be like, yeah, I'm happy where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel the need to grow no more. Or I don't really need to do nothing else. Then you could fall in that lazy category and be happy with it. But I think even for the billionaires out there, the Steve Ballmers of the world, the Bill Gates, people like the Kardashians and things like that. Every time you turn around, they doing something or introducing something that's gonna reach them to new heights. So my thing is, if these are the people that most people in a lifetime is trying to aspire to reach as far as their financial goals and things like that, and they not settling, why the hell would you want to settle? We got to do better. We got to have a different mindset than what has been introduced to us. If you in an environment where everybody around you is content, everybody moving on a certain level only, and just content and happy with what they're doing, even though their leveling up has stalled out, then maybe you need to switch your surroundings. Maybe you need to move to a different city. Maybe you need to hang around some different friends, some people that's gonna motivate you more, some people that has the same type of vision and purpose that you are having. Because a lot of the times, we are who we hang around. So if you hanging around people that's constantly lazy and content on what they doing, then that's gonna give you the same type of motivation to do the same thing. But when you're around people that's continually inspirational and finding ways to level up, then that's just gonna motivate you to go hard and give your all. So a lot of these things in life, they always say about 85 to 90% of life is all mental. The The battles that we have, the struggles, the pain, and everything that we feel, a lot of that stuff is mentally. So a lot of times we got to get out our own head. We stuck in our own way, and we not even knowing it, because we just settling for being lazy. We settling for being comfortable. And you can't do that, because the purpose before our Maker calls us home, because we all got to go one day, is to reach the highest potential that you can get while you granted life on this earth. So if you struggling, if you contemplating making that next step in life, do the shit. Put a structure, put a plan behind it, and stick to that. And know things ain't gonna for sure happen smoothly. Everything is not gonna go the way that you planned it. But long as you have that faith and belief in yourself, you can reach anything that you aspire to be. But it's not gonna come being lazy. It's not gonna come being comfortable. So just continue to ask yourself. I've said this before, but continue to ask yourself, am I content with where I'm at? Do I want to be content where I'm at? Do I want to continue to settle for the things that's being presented to me? Look around. Turn off your phone, turn off your TVs, turn off anything, any outside noise, and just really sit down and evaluate your life. And ask yourself, am I reaching the fullest potential? Am I putting in the necessary steps, the next necessary structure to get to that next level? And if your answer is no, then you got more work to do. But in all honesty, we all got more work to do. But that's the beauty of living day to day and taking things each individual day. And just knowing, long as I'm doing something that help me get to that next level, eventually it's gonna happen for me. But if I'm not doing the things that's gonna help me reach my potential, if I'm just being stuck in my own head, stuck being comfortable, stuck being lazy, oh, I'll put that off, I'll do that tomorrow, this, that, and the third, you're gonna continue to get the same results. And I know, I'm talking to you, I know you want more. So go get it. You know ain't nothing in this life handed to you. If you struggle to get to where you at, you know how hard things can be. But the rewards that come from this stuff, by going through the pain and the rain to get to the other side, is so much more gratifying, so much more rewarding than things being handed to you. So think about these things, put a plan together, and just live your life better than what you're currently doing. Because we all got room to grow, and we're human beings and we're not perfect at all, none of us. So it's always room to grow. It's always ways to get better. But ultimately, it starts with you. It's your boy Z, man. That's gonna do it for today's video. I appreciate y'all as always. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We will continue to drop these videos. Summertime ahead, and we got some vlogs and everything coming up. I'm just trying to give y'all good people as much content as I can. So stay locked in. Continue to get better. Keep going. Don't let the hard times get to you. Because tough times don't last, but tough people do. Always remember that. I love y'all, but always make sure you love yourself. Until next time, it's your boy Z.